Hello and welcome to Glitch Jams Live. Episode 17. My name is Jenn Schiffer and I am the Director of Community at Fastly. And yeah, you're watching our Friday live stream. This is live as I'm saying it on YouTube. So shouts out if you're in the chat. I usually give a couple of minutes to make sure that audio is coming through okay. And if you're watching this later on the VOD, thank you for joining us after the fact. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you get notified about live streams as they happen. I want to give a huge shout out to another Jenn Turner in the chat, our mod from my team. Is always there to make sure all the links that you gotta see get put there so you can see it. So be kind and say hi. I hope everyone's having a really great time. Jen is saying to me in our back channel chat, 17 episodes, holy cow. Yeah, 17. Actually, now I was thinking about it, I'm like, wait, is that true? I can actually verify that. Let's see. We've got our Jams Live run of show today. And we have a list of every single episode that we've done. And it's 17. We've been doing this since early November, which feels like both a couple of weeks ago and a couple of years ago. So really, thanks for sticking with us, or if you're new, thanks for joining us. No time like the present, right? So yeah, we were out last week because Fastly has wellness days, and so there was no one to be able to mod the stream, and it would be irresponsible to do a stream without anyone in the chat. Jen is my right-hand person who has added the run of show for this week to the chat. So all the links that I'm going to share with you, you'll be able to find them on that run of show for episode 17. In case you missed it, our last stream 2 weeks ago was with Zach Leatherman. It was our first time having a guest, which is really exciting but also terrifying, which anybody that knows me, especially at work, knows that I love the state of being both excited and terrified. And I say terrifying not because Zach was terrifying. Zach is a pleasure, and the episode is really great, and we went over all of his favorite 11T sites. So learned a lot about what can be done with 11T. We talked about the new glitch blog being 11T. But the very exciting part, the thing that I was really surprised to hear was that the name 11T was an homage to his grandmother, which I thought was super sweet. And I had no idea. And I've known Zach for a while, and I've been using 11T for a while. So on jamslive.glitch.me, you can check out episode 16. There's an embed of the latest episode, as well as all of the links of all the cool 11D sites that we had seen. Now, the terrifying part is it is hard to produce a live stream. I don't know if any of you in the chat have ever done a live stream before, but it could be quite stressful handling OBS or whatever tool that you use. I use OBS, the proper open source OBS. I don't use Streamlabs. I used to, but I use Zoom to have Zach come in. I used a tool called Loopback. Yeah, Loopback, which is a tool you have to pay for in order to pass through the audio of Zoom into OBS so that I can hear Zach's audio and my audio, so you can hear both of those audios. And that was a great setup. I've done that before. What's difficult is there's a latency between when I'm saying something and when you in the chat actually hear it, which can get really awkward. It's also arbitrary. Today I was doing the sound check, and so I get a sense of what that latency is, and it was pretty small. But sometimes it's 10 seconds, which can be quite awkward. And so I was sharing my screen on the stream, but Zach couldn't see it. So there's always like room for improvement, but it surprisingly went way better than I anticipated for my first time hosting a stream with another person in a very long time. If you follow me on Twitch, like I have, like sometimes Potch, he used to work on Glitch. Potch and I will stream together, we'll play games and stuff like that. And Potch actually, shouts out to Potch, has helped me out a lot with figuring out like the best setup for doing like streams and that kind of stuff. But if you're ever interested in streaming, it is like a really interesting like new thing to geek out about if you are like a gearhead. So yeah. Anyway, I was so glad that Zach came on. The conversation was great. The sites that he showed were stunning. Glad that blog.glitch.com is on 11T. And I'm glad that like y'all are able to hear what Zach was saying during the stream. Another thing I had said in that stream was that I was introducing a new very large glass to drink. So today my gamer fuel is 2 large glasses of, I think this is like a sugar-free raspberry lemonade. And this is a sugar-free iced tea lemonade mix. Because I have to drink more water and consume less sugar. I mean, that's just like everybody, right? So if you are bracing yourself to see some really cool apps, you're right, you're going to. But it's important that you stay hydrated and, you know, share what you're sipping on in the chat. Okay, so what's been new at Glitch? One thing I can say is I have been working with the team a lot towards some really cool stuff that we're working on. We're starting to get some more resources to work on Glitch, which is really cool. And you've probably felt some of the turbulence of the infrastructure work that we're doing. So we have been sharing in the forum updates. My pal Corey in our SRE has been sharing work that we've been doing to get our fleet up to date. And yeah, so if you're experiencing issues with your projects, we do apologize. It's all part of like really important work that we're doing, but feel free to write to support@glitch.com or go to our help center at help.glitch.com to let us know what issues that you're seeing. But more likely than not, you might have just gotten caught up in a hiccup as we're doing some updates. And this is going to lead to us very soon having the latest versions of Node on containers and even being able to explore having other things on containers. Like Keith Curson, who's in the chat. This is his last day at Glitch, by the way. I'll pull up his blog that he wrote about it. Keith wants Bun on containers. In fact, I think someone else had also asked about Bun. Yeah, Tiago had asked, and then someone else had asked as well. The reason why we can't get buns on containers is because the version of glibc is out of date on containers, and so we can't get bun on it. But with updated containers, in theory, we would be able to. And Keith's crying in the chat. No crying in the club or the chat. Keith wrote a really beautiful blog post about his time looking back on Glitch. So huge shouts out to Keith. There's Keith right here. Our angel. An angel. I'm about to jump scare you. The skateboarding turtle. We don't like it. Keith, since you're in the chat, and I forgot to tell you this yesterday, maybe next month I'll have you on the live stream so you can share what your favorite Glitch apps were from over the years. Allie says I love the turtle. You can have it, Allie. Anyway. So yeah, check out blog.glitch.com to look at this angel baby face. Keith's gonna still be using Glitch, and he'll be in the forum keeping us honest about, you know, getting bun on containers amongst whatever other things that he wants. We'll try to make happen because Keith is a good judge of development character. So there's that. What other updates are going on? Oh, next week there won't be a stream because I am going to be speaking at a conference about community management. It's like tickets cost like $1 bajillion for some reason. And so I'm sure there'll be video. That's why I got my hair cut today, because it was like, oh, I'm gonna be like on stage next week. I should like get my haircut done. And in the middle of it, an earthquake hit New Jersey. Cause like, why not? Life is a highway. So yeah, earthquake survivor Jenn Schiffer here to show you all the greatest apps that have been made on Glitch over the past couple of weeks. But yeah, let's get started with what the app of the week was, which is Pet Here by the excellent username, Weasel McDiesel. I hope that's your legal name. Pet Here is not simply just a collection of snippets about people's pets. This was a crowdsourced project over Tumblr. I shared this on the stream before, but it's our app of the week now. First of all, that cursor of the paw, chef's kiss. They asked folks on Tumblr to like share something about their pet. And so if you want to read a bunch of texts about people talking about their pets, it's actually like really beautiful. Like, you think of something that you love and then just sitting in other people talking about things that they love. And my favorite part about this being just like this like large wall of text are like the random like emojis that come up. You can also click random submission if you want to read them one at a time. But I don't know. I love animals. I love pets. Puma Greg's sleeping. Again, he had a busy morning with the earthquake. It scared him a little, but he's okay. But look, a Great Dane puppy named Tiny. Like, come on. We love that. Anyway, thank you, Weasel, for making a cool project on Glitch and sharing with us. We love to see it. I'll share one snippet about my pet, Puma Greg, who's a black cat. I think he's been on the stream before. Puma Greg, one, is the softest cat in the United States. He's just a little guy. And every day he gets a leaf of spinach, aka spinach. I don't know, one day I was grabbing a handful of spinach out of the container because dark leafy greens are really important for like your eyesight and for your like nutrition. So if you're not getting enough dark leafy greens, look into that. Anyway, I was grabbing a bunch of spinach and one fell on the ground and he ran up to it and just like ate it. And I was like, immediately I'm like, oh my God, did I just kill my cat? And then I looked it up and it turns out cats can have a little spinach as a treat. And then I also like the next day I like went to open my fridge and he like ran up and I was like, what? Like he never eats human food. And spinach is not just purely human food. Spinach comes from nature. It's for everyone, everything. But I was just like, wow, like he's never been driven by food that's not like his wet food in the morning. So I gave him a little spinach and that was like what he wanted. He just wanted his spinach. And so every day when I go to the fridge in the morning, he runs up and I say, give us this day our daily spinach. And I throw him a little leaf and then he eats it. And now we're at the point where he's like a bit older. So sometimes he gets 2 spinach a day. I talked to his vet about it a while ago and she was just like, if he doesn't throw up after, then like he should be fine. So I don't know, just he's such a weird little guy. I love spinach. He gets that from me, even though we're not related. But you know, sometimes you see behaviors, they learn from you. We're role models for our pets. Anyway, that's my snippet about my pet. If you have a cool pet, you should make a Glitch app about it. Okay, here are some other cool apps that might be the future app of the week. Who knows? That's Jen Turner's purview and your purview too. If you want your app to be featured as an app of the week, you can comment on this video or any of our videos. You can share it in the gallery on the Glitch forum. Support.glitch.com. We have a little gallery category. There it is, it's up top. where people are sharing their cool apps. This Flappy Game one is pretty cool. Yeah, it might be featured next time. And Jen's in the chat saying jturner@fastly.com. You could also just email her directly, and they might show up there. Here are some of the apps that people have been sharing. Some of them are oldies. I had a dentist appointment yesterday that was like stressful, and heard like some news today that was stressful. Also had an earthquake while I was getting my hair cut, which was a little stressful. So I figured I'd show some calming apps. One is Breathing Timer by CMT, a simple animation to help with breathing exercises. So this is an animation, a cool looking one. This is kind of like a 3D sphere that helps you with box breathing, which, by the way, not everyone can do box breathing. So like if you try it and it makes it hard for you to breathe, don't do it. But this could be a cool tool for relaxing. And actually, I do a lot of box breathing in my aerial yoga practice. I like doing aerial yoga. That's like what keeps me from becoming the Joker. And box breathing is like a big part of like calming and like the cool down. And basically you breathe in, you hold it for a little bit, and then you breathe out. And this animation helps you out with that, so you don't have to like count at the same time. So this one is like 4-second blocks. So if you're ever kind of like want to like de-escalate yourself in a situation, just like stop and do some box breathing, and that might help you. And this app can help guide you through that. And it's also just like meditative to watch it growing and coming in. So really nice stuff. I do sometimes struggle with in yoga, we'll do box breathing, but we'll change what nostrils we breathe out of. And I have a hard time because of like one nostril, it's so deviated, it doesn't really work. But you know, you do what fits for your body. Anyway, thank you to CMT for that. And this had reminded me of another app that is good to know when you're trying to like de-escalate, if you heard music you don't like, or you just want to chill, and you want to like respond in like a productive way. And that's Thought Detox. This is by former glitch engineer Angelo Stavro. Shouts out to Angelo. Really great iOS app developer, and was a former glitch community engineer on my team. Thought Detox is where you can just write a thought that you want to let go of. So you just say like my dentist wants me to not eat spicy food. What is she thinking? Release the thought. It goes away. It's that easy. This is like a good thing to do before you get into a box breathing session. And it doesn't go anywhere. It just like deletes it. It doesn't get sent to a database. In fact, let's view the source and I can show you that. So yeah, Angela made this like years ago. And there's also an iOS app version of it. So here's the index. It's just a letter text area. There's no form action. And on release, let's look in the JavaScript to see what happens when release is hit. Here's button. Handle click event. So really it just like triggers the animation. It doesn't send your thoughts anywhere or save it to localhost. So it's just like, you're fine. If there's an FBI agent logging your keys, well then they're gonna know, but you know, our assigned FBI agent knows everything we're doing. Anyway, here's another app that I found pretty meditative, and this is new to me, which by the way, let me make sure I go back to this app and say thanks to Angelo for that. Chipped Kindly Larkspur.glitch.me. This is cool. This is a wind map. It's not like a geographical map in the sense that you see where you are in a location. But let's say I put New York City and I say go here. It should locate. Let me refresh it. Oh, okay. It had fallen asleep. And it will... New York City. And it tells me the wind speed, direction, gust speed for the wind in that location. And here's New York City. And my cursor that I'm moving is a little glove hand. I just pointed my screen, you can see me pointing my screen. And the black cursor is the wind pulling it in the direction that it's going. So it's a little gusty there. Let's see what the wind is like in San Francisco. Okay. Still pretty windy there too. I wonder if Antarctica works. That might not work. I mean, is Antarctica even a real place? I haven't seen it. I'm just kidding. I might also be spelling Antarctica incorrectly. Let me know in the chat. Let's see, Denver, Colorado. There's a Fastly office there. Woo! That wind direction is going down. And a little less wind speed. I don't know, what a neat little app. So love that. I'm gonna thank Zishane Oliver Juan for putting that on Glitch. Here's another app. Untitled Goose Meme Generator. This is also an oldie but a goodie. And again, you can always tell it's been around a while when it's got the classic iconic glitch button. Untitled Goose Meme Generator is a to-do list meme. If you know the game Untitled Goose Game, which is published by Panic and House, part of the game is you have these tasks to do, and I don't know. It's funny. Geese are not... I've been attacked by a goose once, but I still respect them. But this is based on the to-do list in the actual game. You have to do various things as the goose. So for example, steal the groundskeeper's keys. So if you wanted to make a meme based on that game, but this also functions as a to-do list as well, you can do that. So if one to do was eat more spicy foods despite dentist's recommendation, and you can do that, and then you can check it off, and then you can take a screenshot of it and post it online. Again, this is old, but I know people are still playing this game because this came up on looking at glitch apps that people were sharing on the web the past couple of weeks. And I like that it still works. I think that as a JavaScript developer, it's always a pleasant surprise when things as old as this still work. You know what I mean? I'm just saying everything I've written in PHP still works, but not everything I've written in JavaScript still works. That's the beauty of the web. Here's a cool app. This is from Kieran Farr, I believe. Splats and Maps Test. So splats are 3D renderings of real life images onto a map form. This is generating in real time a street view based on a map, and you can view it in VR. It looks ridiculous. This is like what, gosh, what was the name of that tool? Was it Dream? There's like an AI image thing that everyone was blowing their minds in like 2018, and it just made everything look like dogs with 20 eyes. And everyone's like, oh my God, AI, this is the future. Now, a lot has changed since then, of course. But I don't know, this is like pretty neat. And if you have a VR device, you'll be able to kind of like walk through. I can't because I'm using this on my desktop. But this is like an interesting test to see how you can generate like a street view on the fly, like on your own on the web. Yeah, Kieran Farr, another iconic WebXR developer on Glitch, made it. Thank you for that. But yeah, there's docs on here, and it might be, I don't know, like I know Splat 3D is a tool, but I don't know. Let's view the source. Why not? Well, I take a drink from my 33.4 fluid ounces. Okay, so I know it uses Google 3D tiles because it has a disclaimer here that if it breaks, it's because there's an API limit of 1,000 requests per day. A-frame loader. A-frame loader 3D tiles component. So let's see here. Okay, it's grabbing location of the document. It's, you know, it's like surprisingly like not a lot of code. I don't know if it's even using any of the CSS here. But like because of A-frame is a library. It's like components for WebXR. So it enables you to do a lot while writing a little bit of code. And so it's using A-frame 1.5, the 3D tiles component, that's the JavaScript right here. A-frame orbit controls. Orbit controls enable this like your ability to kind of move around and see the space. I know that because I took a 3JS certification. And then A-frame Gaussian splatting. And Gaussian splatting is the like concept of taking a tile and I think like generating a 3D image of it like on the fly. I'm still learning about this stuff, but I don't know, it's just really cool to see it on Glitch. So I wanted to share that with you. And then the last app I want to share with you before we get into code jams is Sounds from the Melting Valley Volume 1. This is like, it's a compilation of songs. I'm not gonna click through them, but you can. It's from the meltingvalley.glitch.me. Some of them are like noise sounds, but the imagery is just like really good. So I think every track is from a different artist. And I love this little grandma on a skateboard, the email on fire, Sonic, of course. This little like dragon thing is so cool. Marijuana Mine Explorer, very funny. Yeah, I don't know. I want to like find out like who made this, who like started this, and be like, how did you find out about Glitch? Because thank you. Also, the skeleton right here is so neat. Let me open that in a new tab. Love that. Love that little guy. So that's Frankie XDD getting a thank you. And yeah, the skeleton, that's me. Oh, the little 3D, the little CD spinning tool is really great. Pixelated Donut chat said missed an entire month's worth of jams and streams, LMAO. Well, the month is already started, so it's always great to start anew. And just like my aerial yoga class, even if you miss a week, you could always come back and catch up. Also glad that you're here. In fact, speaking of missing a month of jams, now I want to show off the new jam for April. So let me close all of these tabs. Cool bugs. That's our jam prompt for April. I don't know why I'm laughing. I was telling the team, like, when we were thinking of what jam prompt to do, what I normally do is I open up a page in the tool that we use at work for like jotting our notes down. And I started like writing things about April. And it was like the rain, spring, although it's like spring in like my hemisphere, not in everyone's. And then I wrote bugs because at least in like New Jersey, when like the weather starts to get a bit warmer and a little bit rainier, that's when like the bugs like to come out. And I'm not talking like bugs of nature. I mean like bugs that like live in the draining system in like the New Jersey, New York City area. So I was like, oh, bugs. And then it was like, oh, bug is interesting because that can mean any number of things when it comes to a code jam. It could be just about bugs, or it can be like computer bugs. And so yeah, cool bugs is our prompt. I'll read about what we have on glitch.com/jams, and that's, did you know that the world's first computer bug, reported in 1947, was an actual bug? It was a moth that was inside of the machine, and it was causing hardware issues. And the engineering team that discovered it included the pioneer computer scientist Grace Hopper. Often she's attributed with discovering the first bug, but it wasn't her. She just was on that team. So that's like really cool. Here's an example of like a bug related to computers and being an actual bug. So if you're wondering why computer bugs are called that, it's because they literally were bugs at the time. So the prompt is cool bugs. So whether you're making things about like actual like bugs, which I've done for a past code jam, remember my presents are bugs, or if you're actually like making an app and a cool bug kind of comes up from your code, you should submit it to our code jam. So you can submit your glitch app anytime through the month of April, that's this month, by adding the hashtags code jam and hashtags cool bugs to your project description. So yeah, I will show you some inspiration, but also I want to show you the submissions from last month's code jam. Pixelated Donut says Grace Hopper sounds a lot like grasshopper, which is also a bug. Too many bugs in a single place. No, you're right. That is very similar. The cool thing about cool bugs for a code jam is that they're not gonna like walk all over you. Like, I love bugs, but like I like when they're not like touching me. I used to live in Central Jersey, near the Raritan Bay, which we called the Bay Area. And then I got older and realized, oh, the Bay Area is a California thing. So I live in the New Jersey Bay Area. And anyone who lives near like a large, mostly stagnant body of water knows that from them come these hellish demons called water bugs, which are like roaches, except they're big. They can chew through the wall, and do, and they like to go on the ceiling and fall on you from above. I should have content warning that, but it says cool bugs on the screen. Anyway, I love all creatures, but am happy when they leave me alone. Anyway, And everyone's saying cool nightmare bug. That sounds like the worst nightmare ever. Yeah. You know, I grew pretty resilient from a young age, a large part due to living near a stagnant body of water. Shouts out to the Raritan Bay area of New Jersey. Yeah. Well, we'll get into bugs in a second. I did want to show off the screensavers from last month's Code Jam. I've shown a few of these before, but we had a break last week from the stream, and a bunch of them had cropped up, and they're really cool. This one by Naoto Hieta is a remix of another screensaver that was added, which I'll show you, by Derek. So this is like the iconic kind of DVD screensaver that we're all fond of, but with these like beefy fish. I think he said that he generated them on Midjourney. So don't worry, these are not real fish that you'll see. I like that through every cycle the fish get faster. They get bigger in size as they hit the window. And we'll see Derek's version. Jen said Street Fighter glitch fish. I did say in the forum that these fish can kick my butt. I said ass and then I got flagged, which, like, fair. But yeah, these fish, they mean business. They're like, we're not food, you're food. Pixel Volt number 1 did Magic Puddle, which are just these generative like ripples, which are really cool. And like, that's like, this is like nostalgic, like old screensaver. I've already shown Minty Crisp Orbit Clock, which is so cool, and it's an A-frame. Jeff Matheson did a very trippy, cool screensaver here that just generates different shapes in a kaleidoscope manner. Their first play with Hydra, which is cool. We love Hydra here at Glitch. Speaking of Hydra, Naoto made Hydra Simple Full Screen, which is a cool like rainbow filter over black and white bands moving by. It's giving me like old TV, old CRT vibes, which is what screensavers evoke. Color Vector Fields is using P5, HSL UV. This is part of a coding train challenge for Perlin Noise that Death made, and this is really cool. Pixelate Don't saying, seeing a lot of Hydra recently on Glitch. Yeah, we love Hydra. Hydra is actually one of, just like A-Frame, that community was pretty early using Glitch, so is the Hydra community. And I do attribute that to Naoto Hieta being so active and sharing his work in the forum, because he's been like traveling the world doing like workshops with Hydra on Glitch, and has been sharing the fruits of that work. And you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it, whether it's just making like a generative art experience, live coding visuals, which is what Hydra was originally created by Olivia Jack for, and doing all sorts of like multimedia stuff. So it's cool. We love it. Screensaver Miles. We've seen this before. Miles takes his name and moves the letters around generatively. In a past stream, I remixed it and had it say Jen. So it showed like how easy it is to make this screensaver your own. Gradient Rainbow with dots. Just a gradient rainbow background that kind of changes up. You see it's starting to get greener. And then there's just these like little box of an image moving around really quickly. Your screen will not burn with this app on it. This is the OG fish bounce screensaver that Naoto's beefy fish version was. Derek used like an intentionally lo-fi version of the Glitch logo, so it gets pixelated as it gets higher. And then someone in the forum was like, the image is bad quality. And so Naoto remixed it with those beefy fish. So you get to decide, hey, do you want lo-fi, safe, friendly fish, or do you want ones that are gonna kick your ass? I love them both. Mustafa, of course, made the iconic OG DVD video screen. We can sit here the rest of the stream and, oh, never mind, it hit the corner. That's exactly what I would say we can wait for. It moves way faster than the original DVD video screensaver did. But yeah, Really cool, and also a great app to remix to make your own version. And then Naoto made Road Saver, which just generates from tiling an image of different parts of different streets, which is really cool to see. Let's see. Who submitted this really cool VR app? It's just moving around a room that changes colors. It's in 3D. It's got a little dog here. And you can move. Oh, is that a cat? I can't navigate with my cursor, but I can move around with my mouse. Let's see what's behind here. Nothing. And yeah, I'll save it myself. Who needs a screensaver? This is really cool. Pixely Donut says, I was planning on making the OG DVD one, but if it hits the corner, it starts a text adventure. Needless to say, P5JS wasn't being friendly. Oh, wait a second. Pixely Donut says, oh, we watched the DVD logo, but in whose version the DVD logo watches us? I like totally didn't get that. Who? You're brilliant. Oh my gosh. Okay. My mind has just been blown. I had no idea. Oh, that's so good. Holy crap. Okay. I'm gonna have to send him a message. Like, dude, thanks. That was so... Who is brilliant, by the way? Who, if you're watching this, thank you. Like, brilliant as always, but that was great. And then we go to my submission, which I didn't get to finish because we didn't get to stream last week. But I made a screensaver starter so that when you don't move your mouse or click over it, a screensaver will start with a yellow background and a blue square showing up, and you could remix it to make your own. And in fact, I'm going to open that up because I think that my jam for the month of April, I want to finish my screensaver, but I want to make it bug related because that's what I do for I do a lot of bug related stuff. Anyway, that was mine. And yeah, that takes us back to the high fish bounce screensaver. So thank you so much to everybody who had made screensavers for last month. Now it's time for bugs. And I want to show some inspo for... I searched for like bug related apps on Glitch. And I found this one, Chameleon Bugs, which like you have to get the tongue to hit that. It says Barebones P5JS project. I'm not sure if it's all P5. Let's view the source. There's this issue where if you name your Glitch app, and we should probably make it so you can't do this. If you end your Glitch app with a hyphen, I think in Chrome doesn't care, but on Firefox, it will like not think that the SSL cert for glitch.me is valid. So you'll have to be like advanced and like allow yourself to go to the site, which is not ideal. But because our project naming thing allows that, sometimes that happens. So just keep an eye out when you're naming projects, like don't do that. And I will make a note to talk to the team to see if we can make it so that ending a project name in a hyphen isn't like enabled. Okay. So like I said, it's P5. They're just embedding it from JS Deliver here. And then they call in the Sketch app. Oh, okay. So it is all P5 and it's not a lot of code, and it pulls in a sprite from assets, which is the chameleon GIF, which I love, and a worm. That's a bug. And it creates a canvas. It creates all the bugs are the enemies, I presume. It draws it. And then it checks for the sprite to collide, the image to collide with the bug, so the tongue touching the bug, and then it increases the number. So, yeah. Pixelated Donut says, a bug on a project about a bug. It's a perfect prompt for a code gem, you gotta be honest. So yeah, there's chameleon bugs. Bugs Bunny. I love Bugs Bunny. Someone made just like a little fan page for Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny's cool, confident, and 3 steps ahead of everyone else. He still has a few surprising quirks, not the least of which his choice of friends, including having Daffy Duck as his best friend. I love the Daffy Duck shade. Anyway, fan art about bugs, images of your favorite bugs, like totally valid submissions. I want to see cool bugs so bad. Bugs, bugs, bugs. I don't know what this is, but it's an A-frame experience in some park with a bunch of like hands coming out of a thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be like, I don't know if this is like an actual bug, like an accident bug. When I first loaded, I thought maybe like it's some kind of Pokemon, but then I was like, oh, these are hands. But yeah, I had to add it because it was cool. Starbugs, I think, is something that works in Chrome better than Firefox. It was showing like randomly generated stars, but it's not doing that so well here on Firefox. Kind of buggy, huh? When I made this playlist, I was using Chrome, so I use Chrome on my work machine. And this is my stream machine using Firefox. Anyway, that's kind of funny. There were bugs and now it's a different kind of bug. Bugs the Sloth. Okay, first of all, I love this because it comes with the bugs warning, which I should have given before I was talking about bugs. So it says, if you click the link below, you consent to seeing bugs and allowing me to tell you about them. You will see images of bugs. This is your only warning. So I'm going to click it. If you don't want to see it, look away. And it's just a little page. It talks about bugs. Talks about moths. Remember, moths were the first like computer bug. Moths outnumber butterflies by a 9-to-1 ratio. I grew up near a bunch of crabapple trees that had lots of moths. And so there would be a season where these caterpillars were like everywhere. It was like kind of gross. Like one caterpillar here and there, that's like magical Alice in Wonderland. But like when you like are moving a picnic bench and there's just like 500 caterpillars, it's like, okay, that's like way too much for my taste. But yeah, praying mantis. I wonder if they finished the pages for praying mantis. Maybe they didn't. Domino roaches, fortunately, they're not showing images of that. And jumping spiders. Melissa, who used to be a glitch community engineer, they raised, I don't know if they still raise jumping spiders, and they would share macro photography, like really close-up photography of jumping spiders, and they're so freaking cute. I like jumping spiders a lot. I also like praying mantises. My dad used to take us to this laundrette after we moved to Jersey, and in the back of the laundrette, the parking lot, there's always praying mantises. And my dad had told me, like, don't touch the praying mantises, because if you kill them, you will go to jail. Which is like, I don't think was actually true. But it was like, it's like illegal, I think, to kill praying mantises, at least in Jersey. Like, they're like endangered. But yeah, he was like, don't touch the praying mantises or you'll go to jail. And I didn't want to kill them. I wanted to like take care of them like little babies. And they were big. They were like big, like green praying mantises. And I don't know what they were doing in the parking lot of a laundrette in Old Bridge, New Jersey, but they were there. Anyway, those are the inspiration apps. Oh, actually, maybe there's a few more. Let's see. We got Bugs the Sloth. Oh yeah, Bugs Rock. That's another app of mine. This is my 3D app. It just says Bugs Rock. And I didn't make this for this jam. Like I told you, I like bugs. And when you like a thing and you work at a company like Glitch that lets you come up with programs to empower people to make things, you can have them make things that you like. And I like cool bugs. So there you go. Cool bugs, glitch.com/jams. We got all the inspiration in the bug inspo playlist. If you know of other bug related apps that should be in this playlist, they might not even be like apps that you made. Share them in the glitch forum, support.glitch.com, in the gallery, and I'll add them to this. But if they're your submission to the CodeJam, add #CodeJamCoolBugs. Cool. Okay, that was a lot of apps. And we have a few minutes left. And so normally at the end of these streams, I do a little bit of live coding. And so last week, because I couldn't do a stream, I couldn't officially wrap up doing my screensaver. And so I figured, okay, hello screensaver is my screensaver submission. But it's not doing much. I like copied the like square and background from MDN. But I'm like, maybe I can finish my screensaver or continue my screensaver work by making it bug related. That also reminds me, speaking of bug inspo, I have presents or bugs. I'm gonna add that to the bug inspo playlist. This is my gift giving app where you can give me presents or bugs. I told you, I freaking love bugs. So let's see. I didn't mean to leave my screensaver. I think I'm gonna remix Hello Screensaver and I'm gonna make a bug related screensaver for my submission. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna remix another. Paper Dark Witness. Do any of you have good ideas for bug related apps in the chat? Let's see here. Okay. Hello Bug Screensaver. This will be a screensaver about bugs. How the screensaver works. This is what we had built in last month. Tracks how much time since a mouse has moved or key or mouse is clicked. When the timer gets to 5 seconds, the screensaver turns on. When there's a mouse move or key click, turns off the screensaver and resets the timer. So you see here in the preview, the screensaver's on. I'm gonna mouse over it. And then I'm not gonna do anything. Then like 5 seconds later, it changes and that. So Pixelated Note says cockroaches start filling up your screen if you're inactive. I love that idea. I love the idea of like, there's this thing that some people do in TikTok where they make their avatar just like a hair. It's just like a thin line. And when you're scrolling, it looks like there's a hair on your screen and you go to wipe it and you're like, oh, that's like just an avatar. I love like trolling people like that. So yeah, like what if the screensaver shows like a bug crawling around? So we could do cockroaches filling up. Buggy ideas. Screen filling up with buggies. a buggy walking around, and we can find like a GIF of a bug walking and then just kind of have it moving, perhaps. And then like what kind of bugs? Like we could also do like existing GIFs of bugs, or we can do generative bugs, because like actually Casey and I were talking about bugs yesterday, because again, I talk about bugs a lot. There's a YouTube channel called Isopods Eat, where it's just like isopods, or like little roly-poly bugs, potato bugs some people call them, eating things. And so for Easter they had them eating little Cadbury chocolate eggs. Isopods Eats, non-sponsored, but like it's such a great channel. It's very wholesome. The comments are so wholesome. Like it's the only place on YouTube, I think, where the comments are all like positive. And I don't know if it's the Isopod Eats channel moderating them or if that's just how they are, but everyone's just like, God, I wish I were these little guys. But Casey and I were talking about that channel, and Casey was like, are isopods bugs? And they're not insects, but they're like kind of like crustaceans. And then there was like a subreddit post. The title was like bugs are not a scientific term. I don't know. I call a lot of things bugs that probably aren't technically bugs, but anyway. Yeah. Did I tell you that there's an earthquake today? What a wild day. What a wild Friday. TGIF, by the way. I hope everyone has a really nice weekend. I think I'm gonna come up with other ideas and type them out here through the week. And then I'm not gonna be doing the stream next week because I am speaking at that community-led summit. I'm gonna be telling a room of other community managers about how to lead your communities through change. The tips that I've learned on how to basically like keep an open line of communication between like our product and those of you that use it, as that's what we've been doing with Glitch over the past 7 years. So I'm just really excited to tell a conference room of people about how creative and cool you all are, and the cool stuff that you get to make, and how that makes my job fulfilling and easier to do. And so hopefully that will bring some community managers over to Glitch to check it out and see what y'all are doing. Every time I talk about the Glitch community to other community managers, you can tell they're a little jealous because y'all are really great and cool. So anyway, that's what I'll be at next week. But then I'll be back the week after to actually get going on making my buggy screensaver. But hopefully there'll be some submissions from the community that I can show off then and there. Remember, add the hashtag coolbugs to your Jam project description, which you could do in the editor or on the project page. And yeah, I will see you on glitch.com. Have a very, 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 very great weekend. See you soon.